Hello everybody and welcome back to the E97 English course. In today's recording we're going to be going over Unit 3, Work and Business. Okay, you guys always know we start with the key vocabulary. Here it is. So just say after me, try and get that pronunciation going, and then we'll move on to lesson 1, the listening. Okay, here we go. Accountant, actor, bank, builder, come, court, doctor, driver, engineer, factory, family name, farmer, go, hate, hospital, hotel, job, lawyer, like, mean, office, owner, painter, personal assistant, play, player, programmer, receptionist, repeat, sailor, say, secretary, shop, spell, start, waiter, want, work, writer. Okay, so that was simple enough. Now let's move on to the listening section over here. And I know I like this lesson, guys. I think you guys are going to enjoy this part right here, the listening. So here we have a few pictures. These are, different people doing different jobs. Obviously, this is a doctor, this is a lawyer, and this fine lady is a teacher. Okay, so let's go to exercise A here. So listen and point. So listen to job names, point to the person. So for example, an accountant. Where's an accountant? I think this fella right here is an accountant. Okay, so let's just start. Okay, so listen and point, listen to job names, point to the person. I'm gonna play the audio the first time, okay? And then I'll play it again and solve it the second time, okay? So, here we go.
36. Unit 3. Work and Business. Lesson 1. Listening. Exercise A1. Listen to job names. Point to the person.
A. Accountant. B. Doctor. C. Engineer. D. Lawyer. E. Personal assistant. F. Receptionist. G. Teacher. H. Waiter.
Okay, so that was simple enough. Now I'm gonna play it again, but this time you'll see my cursor moving over, the number, or I should say the letter of the picture. And after it's done, I'll just say it out loud and then we can move on, okay?
36. Unit 3. Work and Business. Lesson 1. Listening. Exercise A1. Listen to job names. Point to the person.
A. Accountant. B. Doctor. C. Engineer. D. Lawyer. E. Personal assistant. F. Receptionist. G. Teacher. H. Waiter.
Okay, so this might have been a little bit confusing for you guys, so I'll just say it out loud so you guys, if you weren't able to catch all of the jobs or the correct order, I'll just say it again. So A is accountant, okay? B is doctor, right here. C is engineer. D is lawyer. E is personal assistant, okay? F is receptionist. G is teacher. And H is waiter, okay? So now on A2 here, 37, listen to sentences and point to the person. So now it's not just a word, so it's not just a job name anymore. It's going to be a full sentence, right? And the job name will be in that sentence somewhere, okay? So I'll play it again, first time for you guys. Let's go.
37. Exercise A2. Listen to sentences. Point to the person.
Are you a teacher?
Where's the doctor?
I want to see a lawyer. I work in a restaurant. I'm a waiter.
I want to be a computer engineer.
Do you have an accountant? I'm Alex. I'm Miss Brown's personal assistant. I work in a hotel. I'm a receptionist.
Okay, so that was simple enough, a couple sentences with the job names, or jobs, should I say. Now I'm gonna play it again, and this time I'll just use my cursor to highlight the correct answer, okay?
37. Exercise A2. Listen to sentences. Point to the person.
Are you a teacher?
Where's the doctor?
I want to see a lawyer. I work in a restaurant. I'm a waiter.
I want to be a computer engineer.
Do you have an accountant? I'm Alex. I'm Miss Brown's personal assistant. I work in a hotel. I'm a receptionist.
Okay guys, so now that that's done, this was obviously the engineer and this was the accountant, okay? So for any confusion, this is an accountant and this fellow right here is an engineer, okay? So now let's move on right here to listen and answer. This is just a simple listening. Try to listen, improve your pronunciation, and answer it if you want, okay? Let's go.
39. Exercise C. Listen and answer.
1. Is she a teacher? 2. Is he an accountant? 3. Are they engineers? 4. Is he a receptionist? 5. Is she a doctor? 6. Is he an accountant? 7. Is he a waiter? 8. Is he a shop assistant?
Okay, so that was simple enough. Now let's just move on to here, exercise D. Let me zoom in for you guys so you guys can see. Okay, so we have a couple places where people usually work. So I'll say these out loud and then we're gonna listen and number the words, okay? So court, hospital, hotel, factory, office, school, restaurant, bank. Okay, so obviously you all know that a hospital is where, you know, patients go, a doctor treats said patient. Okay, hotel, receptionist, factory, you know, a worker, office, school, restaurant, banks, and courts. Okay, so now look at the photos again of these workplaces, and now let's listen, and according to the number of the words, we'll write the number down. Okay, so look at the photos of these workplaces here. We have the pictures right here. So I'll play it again the first time for you guys. I won't write the answers down, and then the second time I'll write the answers along. Okay, so let's go.
40. Exercise D1. Listen and number the words.
1. School. 2. Office. 3. Court. 4. Hospital. 5. Bank. 6. Factory. 7. Hotel. 8. Restaurant.
Okay, I hope you were able to get the number of these words right here. They were pretty simple. So now I'll play it again, and I'll write the numbers down here. Okay, so let's go.
40. Exercise D1. Listen and number the words.
1. School. 2. Office. 3. Court. 4. Hospital. 5. Bank. 6. Factory. 7. Hotel. 8. Restaurant.
Okay, that was simple enough. Now let's check our answers. So all of them are correct, and the score is 8 out of 8. Okay, so now moving on to D2, 41 here. Listen to some sentences and say the place. Okay, so the same thing with the previous exercise. You know, sentences, and they'll contain the place where people usually work. Okay, so let's go.
41. Exercise D2. Listen to some sentences. Say the place.
Where do you go to school? Is there a hospital near here? Do you work in an office? What time does the court start? When does the bank open? Where is the nearest restaurant? Is this a good hotel? What does the factory make?
Okay, so you heard a few of the sentences, and it contains, you know, these 8 words here. So, you know, I'll say the sentences again, and just for pronunciation purposes, and we're gonna, you know, highlight, or let's say stress the important word. Okay, so where do you go to school? Okay, you guys heard that. Where do you go to school? Is there a hospital near here? Do you work in an office? What time does the court start? Okay, when does the bank open? Where is the nearest restaurant? Is this a good hotel? What does the factory make? Okay, hope that was simple enough. Now let us move on. We'll have different recordings, so we'll have section A, B, C, and D. Okay, so the first one is a girl named Elena Markova. Okay, so let's hop into the audio right here. Okay, So from the first section, we will have to use these words, but in a certain order, okay? So they'll give us the numbers right now. So let's go. Like I said, I'll play the first part, and then I'll play it again while I solve it. Let's go.
42. Exercise E. Listen and number the word to finish each sentence.
A. Elena Markova lives in England, but she isn't English. She's Russian. She's from Moscow. She's 26. She's a doctor. She works in Greenhill Hospital.
Okay, so that was simple enough. Now I'll play it again, but before I do, I wanted to, let you guys know, do you guys hear that stress on the words? Like when he said hospital, you see that stress over there. And when he said Russian or English, she's from England, but she's not English, okay? That stress usually tells us that this is the word that we want to use, okay? Now let me play it again.
42. Exercise E. Listen and number the word to finish each sentence.
A. Elena Markova lives in England, but she isn't English. She's Russian. She's from Moscow. She's 26. She's a doctor. She works in Greenhill Hospital.
Okay, that was simple enough, guys. Now let's move on to section B, alright?
B.
Pierre Auguste lives in Japan, but he isn't Japanese. He's French. He's from Paris. He's 33. He's an engineer. He works in a car factory.
Okay, you guys, I hope you were able to get the numbers. Now let's play it again while I solve it.
E. Oh. Hospital.
Alright, we're gonna start now.
B.
Pierre Auguste lives in Japan, but he isn't Japanese. He's French. He's from Paris. He's 33. He's an engineer. He works in a car factory.
Okay, that was simple enough. Now let's move on to section C here.
C. Bülent Okan is Turkish. He's 45. He's from Ankara, but he now lives in Istanbul. He's an accountant. He works in a large bank. He likes his job.
Okay, that was easy. Now let's play it again while I solve it. I think it was around here, right?
Now lives in 5. He's from Ankara, but he now lives in Istanbul.
Factory.
C. Bülent Okan is Turkish. He's 45. He's from Ankara, but he now lives in Istanbul. He's an accountant. He works in a large bank. He likes his job.
Okay, now moving on to section D.
Paola Franchetti lives in Switzerland, but she isn't Swiss. She's Italian. She's a lawyer. She's 29. It's 10 a.m. and she's in court.
Okay, let's listen to that one more time while we solve it.
She's in Switzerland.
D.
Paola Franchetti lives in Switzerland, but she isn't Swiss. She's Italian. She's a lawyer. She's 29. It's 10 a.m. and she's in court.
Okay guys, so let's check our answers now. Yep, they're all correct. Here you go, 24 out of 24. And I personally like this exercise. I hope you were able to get the words. Always try to practice, make it better, try to understand what's being said when someone reads something to you, okay? So now let's move on here. So listen and complete the forms. Okay, so he's giving us some information that we're gonna have to use to fill out these brackets right here, okay? So family name, nationality, hometown, job, date of birth. I'll also write these down. Just, you know, like I said, we'll listen the first time and then the second time I'll write it down, okay? Let me just open this audio real quick and let's go. Let me just reset this. Okay, let's go.
43. Exercise F. Listen and complete the forms.
Jill Cast works at Greenhill Bank. She is British. She lives in Greenhill now, but she comes from London. She works in the computer department. She's a computer engineer. Her date of birth is the 10th of January, 1988.
Bob Black is American. He is a student at Greenhill College. He lives in Greenhill now, but he comes from New York. His email address is bob13@hotmail.com. He's in the first year. He's in class 1B.
Okay, so these were the information that we should use in these brackets here. So now let me play it again and I'll be writing this down along as we go. Okay?
43. Exercise F. Listen and complete the forms.
Jill Cast works at Greenhill Bank. She is British. She lives in Greenhill now, but she comes from London. She works in the computer department. She's a computer engineer. Her date of birth is the 10th of January, 1988.
Bob Black is American. He is a student at Greenhill College. He lives in Greenhill now, but he comes from New York. His email address is bob13@hotmail.com. He's in the first year. He's in class 1B.
Class 1B. Okay, now let's check our answers. And boom, we got all of them correct. So here you go, guys. I hope this was simple enough. His name was, her name was Jill Cast, British, London, computer engineer, and date of birth is 10/1/1988. And here we have Bob Black. He's American. His email address is bob13@hotmail.com. Year is first. Class is 1B. Okay, hope that was simple enough. And I'll see you in the speaking section. Right, what's up everybody, and welcome back. Listen to speaking section, and let's hop right in. So exercise A, name the jobs and places. For example, there are lawyers in a court. Okay, now I want you to take a good look at these pictures right here. Okay, so just have a good look at what everyone's doing. Obviously people doing their jobs in the places where their jobs should be done. And we're gonna have to make similar sentences to this one right here. They're lawyers in a court. Okay, so starting from number 2 here, I think this guy's an engineer, so I'll probably say he's an engineer in a factory. Okay, number 3, I think this guy's an accountant and he probably works in a bank, so he's an accountant in a bank. Okay, number 4, there are doctors in a hospital. Number 5, there are receptionists in a hotel. Number 6, he's a waiter in a restaurant. Number 7, and I'm really not too sure who's the personal assistant here, honestly. Okay, we'll just go with the guy as the personal assistant since he's the one standing. I'm not too sure, but okay, I think that's the case. So I'll probably say he's a personal assistant in an office. Okay? And number 8 is yeah, she's a teacher, so I'll probably say she's a teacher in a classroom, or I could say she's a teacher in school. Okay? Alright, so let's move on. Exercise B, read the names of the jobs. So I'll let you listen and mark the stress on each word. You guys remember the stress and intonation? Now, we always gotta apply it, right? Whenever we speak, and with this speaking section, we gotta always add stress whenever you talk on the important words and in different parts of a word, and you'll understand what I'm talking about once you hear this audio right here. Okay, give it a second. All right, let's go. Here you go.
45. Lesson 2. Speaking. Exercise B1. Listen and mark the stress on each word.
A. Doctor. B. Teacher. C. Waiter. D. Lawyer. E. Accountant. F. Receptionist. G. Engineer. H. PA.
Okay, so that was simple enough. And by the way, PA here means personal assistant. Okay, it's just short for people use PA for short. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is, pause the video right now and go practice each word. Try to get that pronunciation down, right? And then let's just move on. So exercise C, read the start of each workplace and say the whole word and listen and check. Okay, so you could probably try and solve this by yourself. These are the names of the places where most people work. So I'll just listen to it the first time and then I'll solve it with you guys with the spelling. Let's go.
46. Exercise C2. Listen and check.
A. court. B. Bank. C. Factory. D. Classroom. E. Office. F. Hotel. G. Hospital. H. Restaurant.
Okay, that was simple enough. Now let's go back again, but this time I'll be solving it with you guys after it's done. All right, so here's one more try. Let's go.
46. Exercise C2. Listen and check.
A. Court. B. Bank. C. Factory. D. Classroom. E. Office. F. Hotel. G. Hospital. H. Restaurant.
Okay, simple enough. Now let's solve it. So A will be court, so C-O-U-R-T, court. B will be bank, B-A-N-K, simple enough. C, factory, F-A-C-T-O-R-Y, okay. D is classroom, S-S and then the word room, R-O-O-M. E will be office, O-F-F-I-C-E. F will be hotel, H-O-T-E-L. G will be hospital, H-O-S-P-I-T-A-L. And finally H will be restaurant. So this one's a little tough. R-E-S-T-A-U-R-A-N-T. Alright? Now let's move on to exercise D, and it's telling us to look at the photograph. Okay, so we have a photograph right here, and it's two students, I think, talking together, and 2 is listen and complete the conversation. Okay, so it's a conversation between Diana and Mike, and he wants us to mark the stress and intonation, and then practice in pairs. So let's listen to the conversation right now, and then we'll move forward.
47. Exercise D2. Listen and complete the conversation.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
My name's Diana Jones.
Hi, I'm Mike.
Do you work here?
No, I don't.
Are you a teacher?
No, I'm not.
What do you do?
I'm a student.
Me too.
Okay. It seems that it's just a casual conversation between two students, but I think it's a little fast, so I might be a little behind with the answers, but you should be able to get them with me right here. So let's do it again, but with me solving it now, right? So here we go.
47. Exercise D2. Listen and complete the conversation.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
My name's Diana Jones.
Hi, I'm Mike.
Do you work here?
No, I don't.
Are you a teacher?
No, I'm not.
What do you do?
I'm a student.
Me too.
Okay, well, we failed that because that was really slow on my part, but hey, it's cool. So Mike said, no, I don't, when she said, do you work here? And then she's asking him, are you a teacher? So she doesn't know if he's a student or not. Maybe he looks a little bit older. So she's like, are you a teacher? And he goes, no, I'm not. Okay? So then she's probably confused. So she's like, okay, what do you do? Okay? And he goes, I'm a student, just like you. Okay? And Diana goes me too to finish it off. Okay, now let's check our answers. And yay, we got them all correct. Here you go. So look at it, copy it, or I hope you at least got a couple words in. And let's move forward. Alright, let's turn the page, zoom in for you guys. And now what do we have? So objectives: participate in a conversation, introduction to a receptionist, give a talk about job plans. Okay, so E, look at conversation 1 below. What does the receptionist say? And then we'll listen and ask, and then we'll finally practice in pairs. By the way guys, I'd like for you, if you're sitting beside a mate or something, go and ask them the same questions. Just initiate a conversation, even if it's something simple like that other conversation that we just saw. Something simple. Ask them about their age, if they're a student or not, what do they do for a living, simple questions just to initiate a small conversation. Okay, so here we have conversation 1, and instead of reading it, I'll just let you guys listen to it right away. Let's go.
48. Exercise E2. Listen and ask.
Can I help you?
Yes, please. I have a meeting with Mrs. Dart.
What's your name, please?
Carl Clark.
How do you spell your family name?
C-L-A-R-K.
Thank you. Have a seat.
Thanks.
Okay, that was straightforward. Now, he wants us to practice in pairs, so if you want, you can pause the video now. Like I said, initiate a small conversation, and then let's move forward. Okay. Exercise F. Look at conversation 2. Now, listen to the conversation. I think this is going to be a continuation of the previous conversation here, since this dude, Carl, wanted to talk with Mrs. Dart. And now let's listen and speak, and also practice in pairs after that. Okay, let's go.
49. Exercise F1. Listen to the conversation.
Good morning, Mr. Clark. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I'm Mrs. Dart.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Come in. Sit down.
Thank you.
How old are you, Carl?
I'm 19.
Are you English?
No, I'm Canadian.
So, what job do you want?
I want a job with computers.
Programmer? Engineer?
Programmer, I think.
Well, the classes start on September the 25th.
Okay, that was the conversation, and this is just the same conversation, by the way, but just with a little more room for you to, answer with your own answers if you like. So I'll play it anyway for you guys. Here we go, and you can always pause for extra time if you want. You shouldn't just be put on the spot this early. So whenever you feel like you want more time to think of thoughts or to think of more answers or a longer answer, feel free to pause at any time. Okay? Here we go.
50. Exercise F2. Listen and speak.
Good morning, Mr. Clark. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
I'm Mrs. Dart.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Come in. Sit down.
Thank you.
How old are you, Carl?
I'm 19.
Are you English?
No, I'm Canadian.
So, what job do you want?
I want a job with computers.
Programmer? Engineer?
Programmer, I think.
Well, the classes start on September the 25th.
Alright, I hope you were able to get a few answers in. Now let's move forward here. Now we have on exercise G, look at the picture. Okay, so he's giving us question, what is he saying? So we gotta listen to check, and then we'll give a talk about Andre. So I'm guessing Andre's the dude that we're gonna be listening to right now. Okay, let's go.
51. Exercise G2. Listen and check.
OK, can you hear me? My name is Andrea Totti. I'm Italian. I'm from Rome. It's the capital. I'm 18. I like numbers. I want a job in accountancy. That's it. Thanks.
All right, so we got a few information about Andre Totti. I think that's his name. And so now he wants us to talk about Andre. So he's given us this example. He's Italian. So I'll probably say he's 18. That's his age. He's 18. His hometown is Rome. He likes numbers and wants a job in accountancy. And that's about it. That's probably the only information that he gave us. All right? Now, this one's pretty fun for you guys. So exercise H here. Talk about your job plans. So write a short talk and speak to the class. So here's what I want you to do. This is actually really fun because you get to talk about your own future and what you want to do. So just write something short of what you want to do after college. Your future. What do you want to do? Do you want to stick with a job, or do you want to take something a little bit more risky and, for example, travel, immigrate, start a business? Just a short talk, and then just take it and speak to the class, right? And I'll see you in the next lesson. Right, everybody, welcome back. This is lesson 3, vocabulary and pronunciation, and let's hop right in. So exercise A, look at the photograph. So here's the photograph of this wonderful lady and this man, and he wants us to think of some questions about the woman. So I'll probably, have some questions around what's her age, where is she from, and this and that. Now, 2 here, complete the questions with a question word in each space. So we have these questions here, but he wants us to use the word. So usually question words are what, where, when, how, right? So he starts with what. So number A is, not number A, just A, sorry, is what is her name? Okay. Is she from? Okay, so I want to know where she's from, and I already said it. So where? Okay. So W-H-E-R-E. Alright? Nationality is she? I want to know her nationality. So what nationality is she? Okay? I can't say what is nationality is she because there is already an is she later. Okay? So what nationality is she? Same as what here. Alright? D. Old is she? How old is she? I want to know her age. So how old is she? E. Is her birthday? Question mark. So I'll ask when is her birthday? I want to know her birthday. Alright? F is her address. What is her address? G. Does she do? What does she do? So for work, for example, what does she do in terms of work? Where does she work? What does she do for a living? Alright? H. Dash. Does she work? Now, here I can ask, where does she work, right? So, where's the building that she works at, right? I just want to ask, where's a certain place, right? So, 3, practice the questions. And 4, think of answers to the questions. 5, ask and answer questions about the man. And 6, ask and answer the questions in pairs. And also, give true information about yourself. Okay, so, before we move forward, I'd like for you to pause now and practice these questions, right? Even if you have to ask them for someone else, just practice, what it's like to ask someone what is their name, or where are you from, for example, or how old are you, okay? And then, when you're done, just, like I said, do it in pairs and give true information about yourself. Now let your friend or your classmate ask you these questions and try to answer truthfully, alright? Give true information. Alright, let's move on. So exercise B, look at the list of words: begin, come, end, go, hate, like, listen, play, read, speak, work, right. Okay? So, 1, are the words nouns, verbs, or adjectives? They are obviously verbs because they are action words. So, play, read, speak, they're obviously things that we do, right? So, 2, find 6 pairs and write the words in the spaces below. Okay, so here we have pairs for different words. So basically opposites, right? So come, go. We'll probably put here begin, end. So begin, start something, end, to end something. Like, hate. So I could to like something, hate to hate something, obviously. Read, write, speak, listen, and finally play, work. Okay? So think of sentences of some of the words. Okay, so just, a couple sentences for these words here. So I could say, I enjoy, and I could add reading. So add ing, right? Or I could say I like to read, right? And this is better because I don't have to add ing. So I like to read. Okay? I could say I hate cucumbers, right? Not the biggest fan of cucumbers. Don't necessarily hate them, but it's just an example, okay? So, I hate cucumbers, okay? I could also say I like fish, right? You get the idea. So, let's move on now. Okay, so this is interesting because with this book right here on exercise C, the book uses obviously British pronunciation. I use American, so this will be a little tough for me. So how do you pronounce R in these words? And I'll go to this pronunciation check before we move on. So because if you understand this, this becomes really easy. So saying R, basically, the letter R makes two sounds. Sometimes the letter is silent, and sometimes it's not, right? So you guys know, British people, they usually say things like these words without the R. So the R is usually silent. So it's park, right? Start, So whatever you want to do, if you want to pronounce it like this, go ahead. But personally, I pronounce it with the American accent. So park, start, morning, and word. Teacher, doctor, lawyer, waiter. Room, receptionist, great, and address. This is how I personally pronounce it. But, you could always go and check the pronunciation for British if you like, right? So I'll say these words, with the American accent, and I'll also let you guys listen to it with the British, so whatever you like, you can do. Alright, so I'll do it first. So we have room, right, receptionist, teacher, doctor, lawyer, park, mark, work, address, great, practice. Alright? Now, I already said the words, so now let's listen to the British accent. Give it a second. Here we go. We got it. So how do you pronounce these words? Here you go, folks.
52. Lesson 3. Vocabulary and Pronunciation. Exercise C2. Listen and repeat.
Room, right, receptionist. Teacher, doctor, lawyer. Park, mark, work. Address, great, practice.
Okay, so these were the words in British. Now let's move on. Right, let me zoom in for you guys. Alright, so here we have what does each group have in common on exercise D, and let me just move on to, or actually move just here to skills check and adding an S. So I told you guys already, we've gone over this, that adding an S is what makes, nouns plural. So we make most nouns plural with an S. So for example, a court becomes 2 courts, a hotel becomes some hotels, 1 day becomes 3 days. Alright? After a consonant, we change a Y to IES. So for example, if a word has a consonant and then Y, we get rid of the Y and add IES. Okay? So city becomes cities. Family becomes families. Alright. Sometimes the S becomes S. So example, a week becomes 6 weeks. A test becomes 4 tests. That S sound. Weeks. Tests. Right? Sometimes the S makes that Z sound. So for example, a lawyer becomes 5 lawyers. You see at the end how it's like a Z, it's not an S. 5 lawyers. A job becomes some jobs. Jobs. You see at the end it's a Z or a Z, sorry. Some jobs. Right? Sometimes the S makes that is sound. Okay, so an office becomes some offices. Offices. I don't say offices, right? I say offices. A city becomes cities. I don't say cities. I don't say cities, sorry. I say cities. Okay? Alright, now what does each group have in common? And he gave us this clue. Think about the final sound. Okay, so we have courts, weeks, tests. So this is obviously the normal S. We have jobs, hotels, and lawyers. And this is where the S makes that Z sound. Number 3, we have classes, offices, and exercises. You see that it makes this sound right here. Okay? And number 4 is cities, families, and countries. And this is the one where after a consonant you add IES. Okay. So read the skills check. Already did that. Check your answers to exercise D. We did that. Now 2. Look at the words in the box. Which group does each word go into? Okay. So here we have sentences. And sentences goes with the with number 3 here. So classes, offices, exercises, sentences makes the same, that final sound. Nationalities. Okay, so cities, families, countries, nationalities, because of that IES at the end, right? So we got rid of the Y because consonant and Y. We get rid of it and add IES. Here we have days. So jobs, hotels, lawyers. So days makes that Z sound. It will be in column number 2. And finally we have desks, normal S. So it'll be in number 1. Okay? Easy enough. Let's move on. So exercise F, make these nouns plural. And this is just a simple exercise based on what we just saw in the skills check here. So factory, we'll get rid of that Y and put IES. So it goes factor and then IES. It becomes factories. Okay? Place, really simple, you just add an S. So places. And you see it makes that Z sound, not an S sound. So places. Doctor becomes doctors. You add an S. Bank becomes banks. Way becomes ways. And you see, this is not a consonant. This is a vowel. So the Y stays the exact same and you just add an S. So ways. Okay? That was simple enough. And we're going to skip this, so let's move on. I'll see you in the next one. Right, everybody, now moving on to lesson 4, reading. Exercise A, read and match. So here are, the names of people that do certain jobs. And this is where they do their jobs. Okay, so the place where they work. So here we have, obviously, doctor, hospital. Everybody knows this. Number 2 will be a lawyer, goes with court, obviously. Teacher, school, secretary, office, accountant, bank, receptionist, hotel. Okay? Easy stuff. Really simple. Now, let's move on. Exercise B. So, read the text, complete each ID card. Okay, so we're going to read this text here, alright? and then we are gonna fill out the ID cards. Okay, so I'll read each one of them and then we'll move on. So here we go. Joe Casey is 29. She's American. She's from Washington. She works at Green Hill Hospital now. She's a doctor. Susan Jones is 46. She's from Oxford in England. She's an accountant. She works in First Western Bank. Lim So May is Singaporean. She is from Singapore City. She is 21. She is a receptionist at the International Hotel in Easton. Maria Petrova and Anne Ivanov are lawyers. They are Russian. They both come from Moscow, but they work in England now at the Crown Court. Maria is 25 and Anna is 32. Okay, that was simple enough. So here we have Maria, and this is the place where she works at. So we know the Crown Court is where Maria and Anna Ivanov work. So first name Maria, family name will be Petrova. Okay, hometown, where her hometown was Moscow. Okay, so hometown Moscow, nationality Russian, job lawyer, and age 25. Okay, number 2, first name Anna, family name Ivanov, hometown Moscow as well, nationality Russian, job lawyer, and age 32. Alright, and here we have someone that works at Green Hill Hospital. So who works at Green Hill Hospital? Joe Casey. Okay, so first name is Joe, second name or family name, sorry, is Casey. Hometown is Washington, right? Yep, Washington. Okay, so hometown is Washington, sorry. Nationality American, job doctor, age, I think age was 29. Okay, yeah, I was correct, 29. Alright, so age was 29. Okay, now number 4, this lady works at First Western Bank. So I'm not actually forgot about this. Yeah, so okay, so we have Susan Jones. So first name Susan, family name Jones, age is 46, nationality she's English or British. Okay, job accountant. Okay, she and hometown is Oxford. All right, and I think the final one is the International Hotel. So let's go to that right now. Here we have Lim So May. So first name is Lim So, I think. Yeah, Lim So. And family name is May. And nationality Singaporean. Okay. Hometown Singapore City. Age 21. Job receptionist. Okay. And I think that is it, right? Yep, that's it. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, this one's easy and it's really good. So exercise C. How do we start these words in English? Okay, so whenever you start with words in English, you always want the first letter to be capital. Okay, so a name, Andrew or Andrew. It's always capital, like always. Okay, and name is always capital. So Andrew, circle this one, right? 2. Canadian or Canadian with the capital C. Obviously, Canada is a name, so capital C it is. Okay, same thing. Number 3, Toronto, you go with the capital T. Right? Canada. 4, you go Canada with the capital C. Accountant and accountant with the capital A, obviously. Same thing with number 6, hotel. Nope, hotel with the capital H. International hotel or international hotel with the small I. Nope. International hotel with the capital I and capital H. And 10 High Street or 10 High Street. Now he started with a number, but it's obviously a name, like I said, so H should be capital and S should be capital. Okay? Monday, capital M, circle that. And finally number 10, February or the small f. Nope, it's the capital F. Okay, and here's the skills check. We'll just do this really quickly. scanning for names. So basically what he wants to tell you is that we can find names quickly in a text because it has the capital letters. So they begin with capital letters. For example, my name is Jill Cast, and as you can see, J in Cast is C, sorry, is capital, right? I'm British. Nationality is always capital letter. Okay. Town, because it's a name, also, like I said, capital letter. Country, a name, so capital letter in the beginning. Workplace, Green Hill College, also a name, so capital. Address, you get the idea, right? So let's move on. So E, look at the text, find and underline all the names. What is each name? Choose from the words in the box. Okay, so we're gonna read this and then we'll move on to the exercises. So let's go. Do you want a job this summer? Do you like working with computers? First Western Bank needs assistance for the programmers. Call Natalie Brown on 704569 or go to the bank at 7579 High Street, Greenhill. Do you like children? Do you want to be a teacher? Eastland Secondary School needs assistance for teachers. Age group 11 to 14. Work for 1, 2, or 3 months. Write to Mrs. Hart at P.O. Box 53, Greenhill. Do you want to be a lawyer? Find out about a lawyer's work this summer. The Crown Court wants secretaries for morning work from June 15th to July 31st. Interviews on Friday 26th March from 10 a.m. at the court, 49 London Road, Westingham. Do you want to work in the hotel industry? The International Hotel in Easton wants you from August 1st to August 28th. Call Mario Gentile. I think that's how you pronounce his name. So Mario Gentile, yeah. Now on 304578. Okay. Can you type? Greenhill Hospital needs typists to work in the general office in July. Do a typing test on Wednesday, 3rd March. Okay. So now let's do the exercises. So look at the first part of the text. Complete the sentences. So the text is from, obviously the text is from Greenhill College. The text is for people that are looking to work. So basically students. The text is about jobs or job opportunities. Okay? Now moving on to exercise G. Choose one of the students below. Find a summer job for your student. Make notes about the job. Okay, so here we have 5 students and 5 job opportunities here. And let's try and match them together. So we have Leah Salgado wants to be a teacher. So she'll probably be the second job opportunity here. So do you like children? Boom. And here we have Manuel Fernandez wants to work with computers. So obviously he'll take the first job opportunity here. We have Alan Roos wants to work in hotels. So he'll get this one right here. Then we have Agnetha Peterson can type. So she will probably be needed as a typist. And finally we have Aisha Hamid wants a job in July. So not something specific, she just wants a job in July. So she'll probably get this one right here, the lawyer one. Okay? Alright, so now here we have exercise H. Which job do you want and why? Now this is entirely up to you, and I encourage you to pause the video and actually write an answer for this and then come back and see what I have to say. So for me personally, I would take the lawyer one, to be a secretary for a lawyer for, a couple days or a couple weeks, just to, get a feel of what it's like, to be a lawyer, or not a lawyer, to manage a lawyer's time and his time management, right? You know what I mean? Like, understand what goes through a typical day for a lawyer. I think that'd be interesting. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Alright everybody, so now moving on to the final lesson, lesson 5, writing and grammar, and let's just hop right in. So let me zoom in for you guys real quick. And exercise A. So look at the first job advert here. So here we have 2 job ads, okay? And complete each sentence with a verb. So we're gonna read this first one because this is the one that we're gonna use with this exercise, and we'll see what the second one talks about later. So, receptionist wanted, so period August 1st to August 31st, working week Wednesday to Sunday, hours of work 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., lunch 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Call Mario on 304578. Okay, so he wants us to complete the sentences with a verb based on this advertisement right here. So number 1, the International Hotel dash a receptionist. So we know that the hotel needs a receptionist, so we're gonna write needs a receptionist. So the International Hotel needs a receptionist. N-E-E-D-S. Okay? Number 2, the job dash on August 1st. So we know that the job is supposed to start on August 1st. So I'll write down the job starts on August 1st. S-T-A-R-T-S. The job starts on August 1st. Okay? Number 3, it dash on August 31st. Okay, so the exact opposite. This is where the work ends. So it ends on August 31st. E-N-D-S. Okay? Number 4, the receptionist dash from Wednesday to Sunday. So now we know that this is the period of time where the receptionist will be working. So the receptionist works from Wednesday to Sunday. Okay? The receptionist works. W-O-R-K-S. Number 5, work dash at 7 in the morning. Okay, so we know that this is when the work starts, or when you should start work. So work starts again at 7 in the morning. S-T-A-R-T-S. 6, work dash at 4 in the afternoon. Work ends at 4 in the afternoon. This is where it starts and this is when it ends. Okay? So work E-N-D-S at 4 in the afternoon ends. 7, lunch dash from 12 to 1. So lunch starts from 12 to 1. Alright? Now let us move on. So here we have B. Look at the boxes, number the boxes in each row in order. So we've done these before, guys. These are really simple. So full stop is always at the end. Okay? So here we have on the job June 1st starts. So I'll start with the job. Okay? So the job starts on June 1st, full stop. Okay? So the job, T will be capital by the way. So the job, number 1, starts to on 3, June 1st, 4, and finally full stop 5. Right? Now let's do the second sentence. It, July 1st, on ends. So it here is referring obviously to the job, so it will be number 1. It ends to on 3 July 1st, or July 31st, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and full stop 5. Okay? Okay, so now exercise C. Look at the second job ad. Write 3 sentences. Okay, so now we're gonna read the second ad and we're gonna write 3 sentences from our own. Okay? So I'll read it for you and then I'd like for you to pause it. Try to write 3 sentences on your own and then check your answers with me. Okay? So Eastland Secondary School. Assistants wanted. Period. June 1st to August 31st. Working week, Monday to Friday. Hours of work, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Lunch, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Write to Mrs. Hart at P.O. Box 53, Green Hill. Okay? So, if I wanted to write 3 sentences, I'd probably say, I'll start by saying the school. needs assistance, right? Because that's what the ad wants. They need assistance. So the school needs assistance, okay? Number 2, I'd probably say something simple like work starts at 9 a.m., right? Because they wanted work to start at 9 a.m., so I'll say work starts at 9 a.m. And then the second one, just, something simple again. Work ends at 5 p.m. Okay? Work ends at 5 p.m. Right. Now moving on to exercise D. How do you make job names? So complete these job names. So before I do that, let's just go to this skills check right here. So writing job names. Many jobs in English end in ER. So for example, we have teacher ends with ER, engineer, lawyer, and some jobs end with OR instead of ER. So for example, a doctor. Okay? Don't make a mistake and write E instead of O. It's O, so doctor. Okay? Some job names end in IST or ANT. So for example, ANT, accountant, assistant. Okay? IST, it's for receptionist, IST. Okay? Now let's go here to exercise D. How do you make job names? Let's complete these. So we have teacher, engineer, we'll add ER, lawyer, ER, doctor, OR, accountant, ANT, receptionist, IST at the end, waiter, ER, okay, assistant, okay, assistant, ANT. Now let's move on. We already read the skills check. Now let's go to number 3. Make these verbs into job names. So play, write, drive, paint, farm, act, build, sail. So let's now change these verbs into job names. So here we'll add ER. So play becomes player, writer, ER, or we'll just write an R here. So writer, driver, R as well, painter, we'll add ER here, farmer, ER, actor, OR, not ER guys, actor, builder, ER, and finally sailor, OR, okay? And here we have exercise E. So look at table 1 and write a preposition in each space, and he wants to know what is the rule, and 3, write 2 sentences with the same pattern. So this is, the usual exercises here. Let us check the prepositions. So here we have Ellen and Pierre works dash a bank and hospital. So if we want to use, a general word, so for example, a bank, a hospital, you get the idea, a factory, this and that, we use in as a preposition. So Ellen works in a bank, or Pierre works in a hospital, okay? But if I'm gonna be more specific and mention one bank or the name of one bank, so for example, First Western Bank or Green Hill Hospital, I'll use at. So she works at Green Hill Hospital. He works at First Western Bank. Okay? You get the idea? Now, let us go to table 2 here. So work dash at 9 a.m. Now we know he wants us to add a noun or a pronoun, so I'll say work starts at 9 a.m. Dash ends at, I think, oh yeah, it's 5 p.m. right here. So work ends at 5 p.m. Okay? Now let us complete, we already completed the table. Now write 2 sentences in your notebook from the information on the sign below. So here we have the sign, First Western Bank, opening hours 10 a.m. and it closes 4 p.m. So just writing 2 sentences, it's really simple. We could probably say the bank opens at 10 a.m. and I'd say the bank closes at 4 p.m. See? That was simple enough. Now let us move on. Here we have, do you want or need a job? Yes or no, I do or I do not. Okay? So we could say both if we want. Do you need a job or do you want a job? yes, I do, or no, I don't. Okay? Here we have prepositions of time. This is important. Focus here. We have at, on, in, for, and from to. So we use at 3 p.m. with a time. We use on with a date. On again for a day. We use in when we're talking about a specific month. In when we're talking about a year. In, and we use in, for example, part of a day. So for example, I could say, you know, I'll start in the morning. Okay? So for, we use for a period of time. So I could say, let's say for example, I'm traveling, right, on vacation. I'll go on vacation, so I'll say I'll go for a month. Okay? And then I'll be back. And then for times, dates, days, you know, from a specific time, okay, to another, we just say from to. So for example, lunch starts from 11 to 12. Okay? Now let us do this scramble sentence here. So we have you, a job, question mark, want to. So obviously question mark at the end, and this lets me know that this is a question and not just a sentence. So question mark at the end, and I'll probably start with do because question, remember? So do you want a job? Question mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally number 5. Okay? Now let us move on here. No, actually before we do prepositions of place, this is just really simple as well. We use in for country, in for a town or city, the same. Okay? In for a workplace, for example, a hotel, a bank. You get the idea, like something general like I just told you. At, you know, for a company name, for example, or a specific name for the place that you work at. Okay? Now let us move on. Let me zoom in for you guys. Okay, so exercise E or A here, sorry. Do you need S at the end of each verb? So you don't, first of all, you don't need an S, you only need one S, and if we go to skills check 1 here, it says you only need one S. So for example, the job, if there's no S in the subject, we use it with the verb. Okay, so the job starts on June 1st. Okay, if I say for example the jobs, so for example it's plural here, I don't say starts, I say start. Okay, so here's the other example. We'll explain it probably better. Assistants, I don't say works, I say work from Monday. Okay, so assistants work from Monday. The job starts on June 1st. So if there's no S in the subject, we use S. Okay? So now let's go to exercise A. 1. Eastland Secondary School wants assistance. You can see there's an S here, but it's after the verb, so not a big deal. We don't even think about that. Okay? So no S, we'll add an S here. So Eastland Secondary School wants assistance. Like I said, this is the same example. The job starts on June 1st. 3. Assistants work from Monday to Friday. So this will be empty because we have an S already. 4. Lunch starts at 12 p.m. There will be an S at the end because there is no S here. Okay? So B, read skills check. We already did that. And number C. Or not number C. Sorry. Exercise C. Do you need S at the end of each verb? Let's check it out. So, the job starts on June 1st. It ends on August 31st. Okay? It ends. Lunch starts at 12 p.m. It ends at 1 p.m. So far we got 2 S's down. Number 3. Assistants start at 7 a.m. They end at 4 p.m. So they is referring to assistants, so I'm not going to use an S here. So they end at 4 p.m. Lessons start at 8 at Eastland Secondary School. They end at 3 p.m. Okay, I don't say they end. Okay, I say they end at 3 p.m. Okay, so we had 2 S's and 2 sentences without an S. Right, so do you need S at the end of each verb? Nope, absolutely not. Right. Now let's read skills check 2 here. We have it and they. So singular noun uses it. The pronoun it replaces a singular noun, so you need a verb plus s. Let me give you an example here. So the job starts on June 1st. It ends. You see that? Because it's a replacement for the noun, so it ends. We add an s on August 31st. Same thing with a plural noun here, but instead of it, it's they. So the pronoun they replaces a plural noun. You do not need verb plus s with they. So it's the exact opposite. You need verb, you need to add an s with the verb, with the word it, but you don't need to do that with they. That's why I didn't say, if we go back here, I didn't say they ends at 3 p.m. They ends. I say they end, okay? Okay, so lunch starts at 12. It ends. I add an s here. That's why I added s with it, with the two s's here, the first two sentences, and I didn't at the end. They does not use s with the verb, okay? So assistants start at 7. They end at 4, okay? Now, read the information about Britain below and complete the Britain column, and then we're going to move on to our country. Okay, so let us read about Britain first. Write about your country. Before that, let's read this. So the working week. The working week in Britain starts on Monday morning. Okay, so now we know that they start on Monday. Work in most offices ends on Friday evening. Some shops open on Saturday and Sunday. Banks are closed Saturday afternoons and Sundays. Okay, so let's go back to the column here, and here we have working week. Here we have offices, shops, and banks. Okay, so offices start, I think it's said Monday to Friday. Okay, shops, let's check. Work in most shops ends on Friday evening. Okay, so Monday to Friday as well, or Friday evening. And banks are closed Saturday afternoons and Sundays. So I think banks are, yeah, the same. So Monday to Friday. Okay. Now let's go to working hours. Work in offices start at 8 a.m. It ends at 6 p.m. Work in shops start at 9 a.m. It ends at 5:30 p.m. Banks open at 9 a.m. and they close at 5 p.m. Okay, so we have offices. Offices usually start at 8 a.m. and they end at 6 p.m. Okay, so from 8 to 6 p.m. Now, shops start at 9 a.m. and they end at 5:30 p.m. So we'll write 9 to 5 or 9 to 5:30. Okay, here we have banks. So 9 a.m. to 5. Okay, the standard 9 to 5. Now let's move on to our country. So we're going to be talking about Saudi Arabia, obviously. So the working week for us, offices, usually go, for us it usually starts on Sunday. So Sunday to Thursday for offices. And shops, I think shops, yeah, from Sunday to Thursday. Okay? And here we have banks, same thing. Sunday to Thursday, and the weekend is Friday and Saturday. Okay? Now, in Saudi Arabia, working hours and offices usually start at 9, so the standard 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. Shops usually start a little bit earlier, believe it or not, so 8 a.m., something around 8 a.m. 8 a.m. to, I would say, 8 to 12, so 8 to 12 a.m. And we have banks. Banks usually start at 9, so from 9 to 5 or 4 p.m. Okay? Now let us move on. Okay, so here we have read the sentences in conversation. Okay, read the sentences in conversation and circle the correct word or phrase in each case. So here we have 1, 2, 3 to 12. Now let's just start with the first one. So these are basically just simple exercises on what we just, learned in the previous page. So Maria works in a bank. Obviously Maria works in a bank. 2. She is Russian, or she has Russian. So you don't have a nationality. You're born with it, right? So she is Russian. You don't say she has Russian. I don't say I have Egyptian because a nationality is not something that you take, unless certain rules are done, but you get the idea. It's something you're born with. So she is Russian. She comes from Moscow. I don't say she is come from Moscow. She is 31 years old, or 13. She's obviously 31 because if she was 13, she wouldn't be able to work in a bank. Okay? The bank opens at 9 a.m. or open at 9 a.m. So the bank obviously opens at 9 a.m. It closes at 4 p.m. or she closes at 4 p.m. So it obviously, I don't say she closes, that would be weird, but it's it. It closes at 4 p.m. Right. Moving on to number 7. What do you do, or what do you work? So what do you do is obviously an alternative to what do you do for work, for example. So what do you do? I say I'm a doctor. I don't say I'm doctor. Okay, and we talked about this before. I'm a doctor. Okay. Number 9. Where dash work. So where do you work? I don't say where you do work. It's the opposite. Where do you work? I work at Green Hill Hospital. Okay? And here is the prepositions that I wanted to talk to you guys about. The prepositions, we have at and in, and this is a specific place. So I work at Green Hill Hospital. Okay? If I said hospital, I could say I work in a hospital. But it's specific, so we're going to use at. Okay? So do you want a job for the summer, or wants a job for the summer? So obviously, do you want a job for the summer? No, I don't. You don't need to say I don't want. That's unnecessary. So just say no, I don't. Alright? Now let us move on to Bill Gates here. Read about Bill Gates and complete the column below. Alright, so let's read about Bill Gates. I'm personally a big fan of Bill Gates. So he's 59. He is American. He comes from Seattle. He is a computer programmer. He is also the owner of Microsoft. Okay, so let's go ahead and write some stuff about him right here. So age, obviously, 59. Nationality, American. Hometown, Seattle. Job, we could write computer programmer, okay? And they have for us the owner of Microsoft part. Now here we have this wonderful lady here. We have, what's her name? Aung San Suu Kyi. I hope I pronounced that right. No disrespect to anybody. So age 69, so I'll probably write she is 69, okay? Nationality, she is Burmese. Hometown, she comes from Rangoon, alright? And she is a politician, alright? Now, K here, you could do this. This will probably help. Let me just, do that one more time. So here we have Bill Gates, age 59, nationality, American, hometown, Seattle, job, computer programmer, right here, okay? Aung San Suu Kyi, again, let's do that. She is 69. She is Burmese. She comes from Rangoon, and she is a politician, right? Now, write about your father or mother in the same way. Look up their job in the dictionary. So, just something simple like this here. So, for example, if I wanted to talk about my dad, I would probably say he is 47, I guess. I'm not too sure. I'm a terrible son. Whatever. So, he is 47. Or not here, sorry. What am I doing? So, he is 47. He is Egyptian. he comes from Cairo, just like me, and I'd say he's an English professor. See? Now do the same about your father or mother or brother, whatever you want to do. And I'll see you in the next unit. Have a good one. Peace.